Oh, hedge trimmer's over there. No, 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 you fuck. I don't know. I'm not putting any hopes in like serious voter fraud and then flipping the election. I really doubt it. So it's just, it is what it is. But I'm excited for this new future. I'm super excited. There will not be this will be a new dawn on Twitch for us political commentators. The fact that we will have flipped sides, because it's always been the Republicans in control since Twitch has been political, which I think was the reason it ever happened in the first place. Because before that, it was Obama was president, and politics on Twitch was banned, literally. Like, you couldn't talk about it, or you're risking getting your channel banned. Now, it's clearly gung-ho. Nice, Smith. That's not good, Burks. Whatever the hell your name is. Were you and Vosh hanging out together? Can we stop and take a moment to appreciate how absolutely idiotic Vosh is? Excellent. Yeah, Biden, give me my stimulus. The fuck? You were elected a couple days ago. Why hasn't it been done yet? It better be at least double what Trump paid, too. Trump gave me $1,200. If you want to be my new favorite, I better get at least $3,000 per person, per child. And you know what? You better go after Dave for it, too. I expect him to be just as poor as I am once this is all over. I wonder if we'll get something like where we can get the government to buy back our guns for like double their price, so we can all go out and buy a bunch of AR-15s and make a bunch of money off the government too. Assault feathers are the lightest. What's heavier, a kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers? Obviously, they're both equally heavy. Stop it with the silly questions. Which ones has more wind resistance is the next question I would have for you. No, root beer. It's a clear form of, well, you bought them, so we're gonna buy them back from you, because we're not taking them. We're giving you money for them. That's not theft. Somebody want to translate that for me? I don't have time to listen to it right this second. But it seems like it might be rather funny. There's one. Where's the other connector? There's two. Although this is going to be a fascinating 4 years. We're going to see how all this SJW insanity is going to lead up to the progressives eating the Democrats. Because I know that AOC and Pelosi get along so well. They're like best chums. I see. So we got 8.68 pounds in there right now. Did not see that panty huffing. I have no idea how much that AC machine cost. They run between $2,000 and $4,000, up to 10, depending on what you need. Well, I'm not a unicorn, so juice. What? David? So did you hear the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine is more than 90% effective in its first analysis? Company reports to the Washington Post. Excellent timing. Excellent timing. We can already stop talking about Corona. Just a reminder, Pfizer wasn't part of Operation Warp Speed. This is a vaccine that has not been peer-reviewed. Yes, it was. It was announced that they would receive $1.95 billion as a part of the Operation Warp Speed on July 22nd. Oh, also, what was it? Forget Trump. New POTUS has got this together. Apparently people on Twitter are either that gullible or they're being sarcastic. It's up to you to find out. What is EUA? So what's the difference between a compression issue and injector clogged or bad? Van is running rough, kinda surging going down the road, but idle's fine. Well, if it idle's fine, then it's probably not compression. Probably not. I would probably look for a fuel or fire issue, whether it be a coil or an injector or something's given up at high RPMs or under load. Or it could be even a dirty throttle or a misinterpreted mass airflow sensor that's reading the wrong numbers and it thinks it's getting more or less of what it's supposed to, and it's very confused. I assume the check engine light is probably on. Unless this thing is like from 1983. Good stagnation? What are you sure? If it's so here's a quick test. If you want to see if your car has reasonable compression, if your car has a clear flood mode option, which on a lot of cars it's hold the accelerator pedal to the floor and then try and crank it over, it'll turn off the injectors so that way it'll clear out any like contamination in the cylinders, whether it be, you know, old gas or whatever. And if it has that, then you can just crank the car over and see if it sounds normal. Like, does it sound like it normally cranks over? But if it has like a really weird, it sounds like it's dropping a cylinder, then, I mean, that's a stupid, I don't want to say stupid, but it's a dirty, quick compression test. Or quick and dirty compression test, if you will. Uh, 2.5. Is it a manual? Probably. Most Volkswagens have dual mass. Well, I'm glad to see that this thing's had a new... Looks like they peeled off all the stickers. Wonderful. Wonderful. This is not helpful where it comes to the refrigerant. Okay, you can stop that now. Maintenance, fluids, refrigerants, Capacity 700 grams, what, 1.65? Damn it, 1.54. I always get that a little off. Yeah, if you go from a dual mass to a single mass, it's gonna be a lot more shaky when you go to let the clutch out. Clutch chatter, stuff like that. So it just depends on what kind of experience you want. Because like you might start letting it off and it'll be like that. Because what the idea is that the dual mass helps dampen that vibration by absorbing it. Oh yeah, dual masses can definitely fail. If you're going to do a clutch, I would change out the dual mass at the very least. If not, put in something different. No, they weren't, Inspector. Get out of here with your fake news. The stock market is up. Vaccine coming soon. Report 90% effective. Such great news, says Donald Trump. And of course, the first person replies, thank you, Joe Biden. What the fuck? What? Okay, sure. We'll go with that. Seems reasonable. 0.95. Well, they got 16,000 likes on that, so yeah. Oh, it's because I have corona. That's why, clearly. Yeah, ish. The fuck is that? I got it vacuuming. Seems to be going away.
You had all the notes in that.
Check AC. It is due for an oil change according to its sticker. Because it is at 178, I think. Oh, sorry, 2008. Or sorry, 208,000. It was due at 205,000.
So it's 3,000.
Correct. I can write that on the ticket. But I haven't done an inspection portion yet. But I will get to stay a little late to fix the door in my Audi. 208, 262. It's got a broken wire in the harness somewhere. There. Proben.
Put the oil change service on there.
Ooh. What?
It's on there.
Oh, you did. You had to do an oil change?
Yeah.
I just put oil change due under the tech concerns.
Yeah, I didn't authorize
Because what? So is it on there now?
I'm about to authorize it. Send up the parts on
So Probenja, I forgot how many people. I forgot that all the people that get in car accidents with themselves. They hit their mysterious self in the front of them or behind them. I mean, literally, car crashes are actually the definition of contagious. You get in a car crash, and other people get in car crashes because other people are idiots. And they can't stop themselves from fucking looking at it. What's up?
This Audi's skipping a misfire. First on Dave, he says we're probably going to do cold plus hole for you first.
Yeah.
It has a whole bunch of misfire codes and wing codes.
Where's the cap? Oh.
When we started up,
Yep. Have you changed the oil or anything?
I just changed it.
Oh, well, then don't do the oil change first, then we'll do it, if you already changed filter. Don't put old oil through the new filter. What are interstate pileups? You get one accident, and then suddenly you start getting more accidents because everybody's already slowing down to see the one accident, and then more people get in car accidents. That's like the entire reason why they give you the PSA about stop trying to look at car accidents. You go down the road, you see one car accident, then a little bit further down the road, you got two more, and then you get a little bit further down the road, it keeps going because people are stupid.
Is that your conventional 530?
No, synthetic. Absolutely, Barrick. Because tomorrow there will be more crashes. Hmm? Oh, yeah, as long as that meets the 507 spec.
That's 505.
Okay, then yeah, that meets the 505 spec. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Before you go and sell it, let me finish doing the check over on it. So before you sell that oil change, let me finish doing the check on it. Check over.
She's already approved that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do anything to you.
She left him for the beetle. Lol. That's cute. Said they do or don't? Yeah, possibly true. Why a Euro license plate? I don't
Huh?
understand these people.
The foreign license plate?
Yeah, the Euros and they're like, look at me, I'm so pretentious because I have a Euro license plate on the front and an American one in the back because I'm so cultured.
I would hope that some of them actually use them. You know,
Well, like when they travel back to Europe,
if they go overseas or something.
because I always take my car when I go overseas.
Huh?
I always take my car when I go overseas. Yeah, shipping it across the ocean isn't. Mm-hmm. Wait, you wash your masks? So you mean my mask is just like concentrated with COVID and every time I breathe out I'm pushing out like super hyper concentrated COVID every time I breathe? And breathing it in? Nice. Four minutes. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I'm sorry, that wasn't on my how to use my cloth mask handout that came with the mask. It's pretty sleepy trolling? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see what sleeping has to do with any of this.
John, what's the oil change on that diesel?
7,500.
75
Oh, in Discord. Do what?
I'm gonna use the premium filter on it.
Okay. We're checking the AC and we're gonna do oil change and check over. See what else it needs. Later, Barrick. At least now I control with impunity. Because you won't be here to constantly harass me on. No, that's not right. I have facts on my side. Meh. I can be like a typical fear-mongering leftist. Just gaslighting everybody all day. Clearly I need to make a lurkin work emote. Later, Barrick. Come on, 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 come on. Hurry up. Move faster, time. minute left. Good enough. Let that sit here for a minute and watch the vacuum. You forgot a really important one, Citri. A really important one. That I know people aren't washing every day, every time they go in and out of a store. To ensure that you do not get COVID from your cell phone, it is recommended that you put it in the microwave. Not really. But I'm sure somebody will fall for that. Doing good. Doing good, no leaks. Exactly. What a maximum. Yeah, if it's empty, you don't want to, if your AC system's empty, then you can just use a vacuum pump to vacuum it down. But if you need to get refrigerant out of it, yeah, you do need to catch it. It is technically illegal to discharge it into the air. Illegal or unlawful. Exactly, Taycom. I mean, they did put him on the air enough so that way he could be like, "You are fake news." It's about the times they put him on the air. Trump says we are fake news. News at 11 about how we're fake news. AC works great. And now it's pissed off about the coolant level. Are we out of coolant? Pretty much. Well, at least out of the bottle. Doesn't mean it's out in the engine. But yeah, AC's working fine. So that's good. The more you dig into what? Oh, it's crazy how much Trump has done over the last 4 years, yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Even Van Jones came on there and said Trump doesn't get enough credit for the stuff that he's done for the black community. And then he gets on when Biden's elected. We've been dealing with this authoritarian for so long. I'm so happy for our people. Oh, God. What's up? Oh, you ready? Ah, crap, I didn't measure how much was in it after I finished. Is it running? Oh, that's not, that's the truck running. Go ahead. Was there... That doesn't even sound slightly right. Turn it off. What codes did it have in it exactly? Fuel level too low, misfire. So what we're gonna have to do is scan it, check the fuel trims. We have to scan it and check the fuel trims. Yeah, this, I mean, I got this one set up to do all the scanning and stuff. Boop, 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 boop. Because that way I can share the stuff with the people. You may fire it off. Ooh. Oh, you cleared it at some point, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I cleared the code, but I also wasn't misfiring. Not until you did the oil cap thing.
I'm a little worried about a couple things. One, I'm worried about the N249 recirc valve being torn, but that shouldn't make it misfire this bad at idle. It's gonna have to get in a closed loop before it tries to adjust the fuel trims, because I can't see the fuel trims yet because they're not doing anything. So we gotta wait for that to kind of catch up. Oh, it's definitely misfires. If you rev it up, does it slow? Just smooth out? Don't go crazy, but bring it up to like 2 grand. Yeah, it stops the misfires. What year is this thing? Oh God. Chain tensioners. This is. They did the chain tensioner update in between 2012 and 2014 per these engines. And these engines, this might have an old style chain tensioner. And that rattling could be the chain slapping around in there. And it just hadn't given up yet. Because that does not sound. Let me get my stethoscope. I want to hear what that noise is. Okay. You don't have to rev it up anymore. I bet you it's got a vacuum leak at that crankcase vent valve though, and I really want to see that. It's smoothed out for the moment, ish. Oh yeah, it's immediately jumped up to 25. Let's graph it. Let's graph it. So what I'm doing here, we don't need the red line either. This is, when you put these up here, you can graph and it'll bring it up here. So you just remember the 25% is the green line, which is your short-term fuel trim. And so you can just take this and spray it all around what I think is the suspect. And if it sucks it in, then,
there's a leak there.
Then you know there's a leak there. So since it didn't get through that at the moment, another option is to pull. This is what supplies the vacuum to the whole system.
Oh, yeah.
Is the fuel trim dropping on that? I think. There we go. I don't know if I had it totally shut. I can actually see it on the graph. But that thing is pulling a hell of a vacuum. I would start with a crankcase vent valve, and also this is a Hank's. It's good. But we're gonna have to check things like the rear main to make sure it didn't get sucked in.
The rear main fuel?
Yep.
How do you go about checking that?
We leave it running like this, and we'll do it right now. So lift it up, or lift it up as high as we can with the cords all connected to it. Should be able to go up most of the way. Gave myself a hickey from holding my hand on the vacuum. That's good. Well, that's unfortunate.
Put the chains back on.
Yeah. So basically what you do is you shoot it up the bell housing at the rear main, and if it's pulled in, it'll change the fuel trims. Oh, I mean, you got right into a good old diagnostic mess of these Audis.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Like I said, Dave was like, what probably is close to holes? And I was like, well, let me talk to John first.
Yeah. I mean, it could also definitely need those things. What's the mileage at? Like 120 or 160? Yeah.
The table on all data goes to 145, and you just go back around. So I'm not exactly sure if it has fault flows or whatever.
Because usually that diaphragm tears, but this is another test for that is pull out where the dipstick would be. That is, can you read what that says?
I mean, what side am I reading? Is the 100 or the?
No, the PSI, or inches of vacuum.
Yeah.
It's between like, it's definitely above 1. You got 1, so it's probably like 2.5, close to, or maybe 3. It's supposed to only have a max of 1 inch of vacuum. So I'd say get a crankcase vent valve. I'd tell Dave to get a crankcase vent valve first, see how much that clears it up. I'd recommend spark plugs and coils. Just do it the age if they've never been done. You can turn it off. Because it shouldn't be pulling that much of a vacuum on the engine. And so, but then he also, I would get him to very clearly write down the fact that has this had a chain tensioner update. I hear some rattling in the chain. And Dave should know the rest about the fact that it can suck in the rear main and things like that. But maybe just let him know again, just so he doesn't forget. Yeah, you do. A lot of shit can go wrong with that car. A lot of critical shit can go wrong with that car. Yeah. Boing. Oh, I walked over here the wrong thing in my hand. I meant to put this away, not the rag. Well, I just got the stuff in. I haven't hooked it all up or anything yet. What? No, I did it Friday before we left. Yeah. Oh, buddy. Still got that morning sleepiness. Ooh, what are we arguing? License plate cover? Oh, you mean it's not a license plate cover. It's just a vanity plate or whatever you want to call it. We don't have to have front license plates in South Carolina. So you can just put whatever the hell you want on the front. You can put a big penis on there. Or you can put a big, especially since you're in South Carolina, you can put on a big front license plate that says Cox. Because if you are unaware, here in the South, especially in South Carolina, we have the South Carolina Gamecocks. So people love to roll around with their cars saying Cox on them. And it's great, because we all know what it means. But people that are, like, the last time I picked up a car that had a license plate that said Cox, chat went nuts. They were like, what the fuck? It says Cox on the front of the car. I was like, yeah, it's normal. Hey, Jason.
Yeah?
I always assume this, but I never asked. I assume you know what fuel trims are?
Yeah.
Okay. And what they mean and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the difference between long term and short term? Cool. This thing is messy. Is it leaking from the vacuum pump? Valve cover? Not per se. It's just nasty. Granted, it's a 200,000 mile old diesel. Which, I mean, that's not good or bad. It's pretty par for the course for these diesels. I'm glad you guys are having so much fun. And I appreciate you all being here. How many of you guys are new this morning? Oof. Oof. That is pretty oof, buddy. That is pretty oof. Thank you for the follow, Stagnation. So why did you unfollow me? So, I mean, that would be the question. Do you think you unfollowed me, or do you think Twitch unfollowed you for me? Or unfollowed me for you? Because I have my suspicions. Because I was doing really well during the election. I had Trump in my title, like Trump 2020, things like that. And I lost about 500 followers. Although lots of them were nice enough to come in and announce that they were unfollowing me because they thought I was a complete and utter cunt to the rest of the world because I expressed any support for Trump. And that's why I asked if it was on the list, because they're, you know, compiling the list of people they're going to blacklist from anything that involves public decency because you supported that evil orange Cheeto. How dare you have anything other than the hell? What is it leaking from? Right there. Fantastic. Your political opinions are not the same as mine. That means you must be evil. I mean, I've been told that I'm a Nazi. I'm fucking aiding and abetting Hitler. I'm, I guess, putting them on trains. We can see Stephen Colbert has even said the similar things, where we're going to go into that at lunch today. I really want to look at that one. I just want to make sure, I don't know if any of you guys watch Richard Lewis. I was watching him last night, and it was pretty entertaining and pretty informative, too. I mean, granted, most of the things I was already aware of, but it was fun to see a Brit from across the pond thrashing them senseless. Like when fucking, Stephen Colbert invokes imagery of the Holocaust to represent what the modern day political movement is, that Trump was putting people on trains, is pretty fucking terrible. Because as we've constantly talked about in here, I'm still waiting for that fascist overlord Trump to, you know, do things. No, you don't need to redeem it a second time. I just need to go look. 2015 Ford F-150 AutoZone check engine light for the result came back fuel level sensor A circular range performance. Can you explain why that may be? Sounds like your fuel pump is sending the wrong signal. So it's not reading the gas level correctly. Which is pretty common in a Ford truck. So basically, don't trust your fuel gauge. Why, you already had stuff to do? Oh, I'm fucking swamped. I'm supposed to be doing a rear main seal and a fucking Accord, apparently, today. On top of a Subaru engine, on top of... I don't know what kind of Accord. I hope it's not a V6 2002 one, though, because that's going to be not a single day. I'm going to drop the whole engine and subframe. Just like I did that Subaru motor. Me? Enjoy my job? Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, there's worse things I could be doing. I could be changing bedpans or I don't know, rubbing down sweaty old men. There's lots of things I would rather not do. I don't know if it'll clear. And I don't know why it wouldn't. Yeah, you just say them in here. Experiment. With the code clearing for your Ford, I don't know what that means for emissions. I don't know if they'll qualify that as an emissions related failure. I don't know if that would prevent you from getting your emissions sticker. I know sometimes they're like, well, if your check engine light's on, well, I mean, it's just reading the fuel level wrong. It's not outputting the wrong. As long as it's not polluting more than it should, then why would it fail inspections? We don't have inspections here, so I don't have any inside knowledge on that, like as to what you do to pass inspections. Because I live in a free state. Where did you even see that stagnation? Can you give me some examples? Because I would think people calling a basket of deplorables doesn't sound very American either. Oh, things are fantastic, Geek Boy. Chat is just on fire right now, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with stuff. 2014 Mustang, previous front end accident. Front right sounds like it bottoms out when I go over bumps. Thoughts? Suspension? I would definitely look into your suspension. Strut tops, sway bar links, ball joints, all those things. It's brake cleaner. A degreaser, for lack of a better way of putting it. That's just strange. Whatever it is, it's not leaking fast. I don't see exactly where it's coming from at all. Yes, our side is just smarter than that's the opposite side. It rattles over speed bumps. I mean, one, make sure they've been, just because they've been replaced doesn't mean they were fixed correctly. Make sure they're all tight. And if they were replaced, if you knew who did the work on it, I would definitely not hesitate to go in and be like, yo, you guys fixed this for an accident and it's still rattling. because they should fix it. Unless you got it like that, and then you might just be stuck with it. Clearly, I need to start a consulting firm for automotive repair. So that way I can actually stop working on cars and start telling you all how to fix them. True that. Could have bad struts or strut tops. It's a loud ding? A ding, not a clunk? Ding. All right, so you went for the low-hanging fruit there, stagnation. Probably a clunk, okay. A clunk would, like it goes thunk, or, anyway, I'll get to you in a minute, stagnation, hold on. And also, stagnation, I want to reiterate that you're going for the lowest hanging rotten fruit. But sure, we'll go with that. The clunk, though, yeah, I would look at your probably strut tops at this point. Although, that one's kind of hard to describe. How could you check that? I mean, basically, you need to find when you can make that noise happen, and then you need somebody else to, like, drive the car, or you drive the car and your friend sits out there and go over that bump and listen, like, outside of the car and see if it's coming from the top side, the bottom side, you know, where it might be coming from. You might even have to pick up the hood and look for movement. You could open your hood, check the strut top to make sure it is actually bolted down, etc., etc. And the bolts are all tight, etc. A Toyota Camry Corolla would be what I would drive until the wheels fell off, or a Toyota Sienna, but that's because I want a van, until the transmission gives out on you. So, talks about democratically controlled areas. He talks about how Democratic politicians telling them to go back where they came from. He calls the news media that disagrees with him the enemy of the people. You see, there's a difference between the news media that disagrees with him and the news media that just flat out lies about him. And as you are currently a product of, is you're a product of those news media outlets believing that that's all of what he meant. Like, you 100%. And they should go back to where they came from is more of a suggestion of, if you think that they're doing worse or better over there, then have at it. Jump. Welcome. Go. Feel free to, you know, go back to the place of utopia that you wish us to be. But this is America, and we do it a different way. Or whatever it is. But yeah, if you want to just take offense to it, go ahead. And to believe that the media is 100% like, you know, just absolutely virtuous, and we're so polite and we don't have any agenda is just fucking naive. If you don't think that CNN and fucking Fox and MSNBC and shit have a vested interest in getting those clicks and keeping you angry, because the more angry you are, the more you click. Social media, Twitter, Facebook. As long as they can keep you mad, you'll keep clicking on their articles and keep subscribing to their newspapers. That is the point. Yeah, you know what? We make our money by keeping you angry, but that's not actually the problem. The problem is that he's just so bad because we keep making you angry about him. He hasn't done anything good as a president. In fact, he has put millions to death. Who? C-I-S-A and N-C. What does that even mean? Well, Nikolai, we don't have to be mean. Wow. I mean, if that's what you want to believe, stagnation, then go ahead. It's obviously done great work for your psyche, and you're having a great time believing that probably half of America wants to murder you. So maybe you can step out of that bubble and be like, most people are pretty reasonable and just want to live their life, and that the Nazis that are goose-stepping their way down the street don't really exist. I mean, do I have to go get the lefties that say that the fucking media is garbage and bullshit? Or is it just because I'm saying it that you won't take my word for it? Yeah, we're just all here. What is that? Oh, Mr. Kevin Uncaged. If Trump was the dictator that you say he is, then he would shut down the media and not let them tell lies about him. What the fuck? Like, that would be the literal dictator you want. That's all I'm saying. Like, come on, let's go. How does he try to? I forgot how many reporters has he put in jail? Stagnation. We'll go back to yesterday. How many news media outlets has he shut down? Oh, Guardian's here with his 5 brain takes too. Trump says some dumb shit, but he is not nearly as bad as the media portrays him. They would think he's the reincarnation of Hitler because that's what they want. They would love a reincarnation of Hitler, so that way they can have the dragon to slay. They can be the hero. I get a filter yet? Dictators don't hold elections. Republicans feel that social media platforms totally silence conservative voices. We will strongly regulate or close them down before we can ever allow this to happen. We saw we saw what they attempted to do and failed in 2016. We can't let a more sophisticated version of that happen. Okay, so again, which social media site was shut down? Wanting to do something and ability to do something are very different things. Congratulations. Welcome to our government. So does that mean that anytime anybody wants to regulate an industry, it's because they want to shut it down? Like if you want to regulate the oil industry, it's because you want to shut it down. Oh my God, the Constitution is a good thing. Holy shit. You heard it here first, boys. You heard it here first. The Constitution is a good thing. We get to roll with that for a while. Oh, for fuck's sake. God damn, when was the last time they changed this thing? Fantastic. These are the things I love about my job. This thing should just be like... Did somebody put this thing on upside down? Great. How am I supposed to hammer it out? How would you suggest that? Because it goes down into here. And this is all plastic. So beating on it's not really in my interests. God damn it. I'm so fucking afraid this thing's gonna break. Well, that came off. What a jerk. Alright. I want to use my new knife. Where's a razor blade? Why do I lose all my razor blades? I had like 5. Now they're all gone. Go up front and get a razor blade. Hold on. Did that work? Yes, it did. No problem, Stagnation. Have fun at work. I hope they don't, I hope your employer doesn't, like, send you to the gulags or something, or steal your labor or something like that. The filter apparatus. Holy shit, man. What the god awful mother truck. Now let's see what breaks first. The filter housing or the filter? Oh yes, Guardian. How is it that I live that it's so misguided? I would love to know. How is it so different from your own way of living? Us evil righties. This is getting a bit ridiculous. Well, that's a result. That's plastic. I still have no idea why it's still stuck on here. This fucker. Wow. Fantastic. Yeah, it is. And this part is stuck to this part, which needs to be in there. Or in the top. Jesus. I don't understand what's stuck. It's all fucking moving. My new one should just come with this piece. Well, you know, it should look like this. And this would fit in here as such, except not this exact one, because this one doesn't have this plastic inside. But this thing should have come off. And I don't know what it's stuck on.
Good morning, Smile.
Good morning, Cypherlock. And also, I hate diesels. You mean Oregon? And damn it, I missed what? How did we live? I missed that part. I'm sorry, I've been fighting this fucker I'm gonna go wash my hands and put on some gloves before because I want to get some stuff out of my toolbox, but I sure don't want to touch my toolbox like this. Nice. I love water hammer.
That's getting better.
It is getting better. Thank God for Gojo. Or rather, thank God for the scientists that were able to make Gojo. Whichever you'd like to look at it. Unless Gojo just fell from the sky. Then, of course, we'll have to thank our alien overlords. Oh, I see. Everybody that lives out in the country is a redneck that takes meth and abuses the state system, huh? Is that what it is, Guardian? Man, I wish I was poor enough I could go live out in the fucking country. Every time I look at home or land prices and stuff, it's pretty fucking expensive. I'll let that think for a minute. Yes, IPA. How you deal with an active shooter is you shoot back. Damn it, you people are quoting each other and I have to scroll up to see what... Because I like reading, like, somebody respond, like, Proben just said Ox on the rocks. If he was a real good guy, well, I want to get the context of it, so I need to find Ox's comment. And then I read Ox's comment, which I can't find. Oh, there it is. And then so I got to read what Proben just said before that. It's fucking nuts. So sometimes I'm jumping into these things half-cocked because I don't see what your entire conversation was about.
Jason said 5 millimeters of brake left in front of that Audi.
Uh-huh.
And he said red.
No, that wouldn't be red. It's 2 millimeters, it's red.
Okay.
2 or 3. I mean, if it's 5, yeah, well, I don't know if it's got sensors. If he said it has sensors, it should pick it up at 3-ish.
Okay.
But I mean, 5 millimeters, plenty. Plenty. All right, let's get some gloves for this nasty shit. Usually I don't have to interact with the oil part much, but this one's being a complete pain in the ass. I agree, Maple Leaf Break. I don't think you want to step over needles and fucking homeless people as you go out to work. You're allowed to smoke at work. Jason smokes his cigarettes. Because nobody here gives a shit. We're all gonna die one day. Damn it, these things are like sticky. Alright, now what were we doing? We were gonna cut this apart. The old fashioned way. With pliers. Jay's like, the fuck are you doing? I have no idea. That's the problem.
You're not breaking anything, are you?
I'm trying to.
But not the good part.
Not the important part, right. This is the barrel of an assault rifle, in case you all are worried, and it's stored in that car. It also acts as an oil filter. Well, there's that part. No, not my handles. This is what's baffling me. It's being held on by something in here. This is a semi-automatic gun barrel, exactly. About the only thing I can think to do now is take it over to the vise and crush the middle of it. Like, if I can crack it around here, then hopefully I can get it loose. And if I can get it out, that'd be great. But hopefully that's what cracks and not something important. Damn. Why do they have to make this thing so structurally sound? What a bitch. Somebody jammed the fuck out of this thing is what happened. And then when they put it in the filter housing, it jammed it down even worse. Basically, yeah, they put it upside down, as best I can tell. And so when it got pushed into the filter, it pushed the fins into a spot that they are just fucking stuck. I gotta go find out if we can get this part, because that's gonna kind of change how I approach it. I could try and surgically cut it apart if I can score it right around here and then crack it. Jason's watching them super important videos.
Is Jason a GTA noob?
Is Jason a GTA noob? Jason, are you a GTA noob? You what? You never played online on GTA? Well, man, you've missed out on all the fun. Battlefield 4 is the best game ever. Where is my fucking there it is. Oh, buddy. Great, now I get to find my chuck. There it is. Never mind, I found it. Everything's cool. Even the fire trucks. Lay off the fucking siren for a second. Oh, damn, they're in a hurry. They're hauling ass. They ain't joking about that speed. I need the piece if I'm going to cut it. We are going to surgically cut this section to try and get this out. Which means I should cut it right there. down this line. And we are going to succeed. That's good to see this hose reel's doing well. Damn it. I need more hose. I need more hose. Chat, you got me any more hose? Surgery has surgeried. We've cut a slit. Now let's get a screwdriver and jam it in there and see if we can't twist it sideways and crack it. Fucking right. And no damage to the housing. Clean. Cut the slit. And that's what you call some precision removal. Back to normal. This is what it should have done. This is how it should have come out. The filter should have just been like... Fantastic. No, I think it was put on backwards. I'm sure it's Jason's fault somehow. What the hell is this? Oh, it's my oil filter. Cool. So now we have an interesting dynamic to deal with. When did they announce Joe Biden's victory? Was it Friday? Or was it Thursday? AKA the news media. The first one. I don't really care who. Because the question is, did the stock market go up because there's a vaccine or because Joe Biden got elected president? And how many minutes is it till Joe Biden takes credit for the stock market going up? Or will it be Trump? Try not to spray Jason with carb cleaner. Yeah, they said the Pfizer vaccine is proven to be 90% effective, which I guess is better. So if you add 90% effective on top of a 0.004% chance of death, so if you turn that down another 90%, that makes it 0.0004? Something like that. We'll do the math later. Al Gore will definitely take the credit. No, I didn't gel the hoe up. Imagine if the scientists got the credit. Let's not get crazy, Tay. Let's not go crazy here. I mean, I guess the top stocks of the top companies would go up because they are getting a corporate Democrat in, and he's going to make sure they get special favors. Isn't that the story? See, that's how it's supposed to go. Well, also, there is the thing to be said. Like, I'm gonna throw this prediction out there now. I'm thinking that the Republicans, if the runoff elections in Georgia are, I mean, that's what's happening right now, aren't they? Isn't it Democrats versus Republicans in Georgia? Isn't it 2 seats? I think that the Republicans are going to be pissed off enough to come out in droves. And the Democrats, a lot of them are going to be like, we got Biden, I ain't worried about the Senate. It's going to be a lot harder to motivate them to get out. Because a lot of them just hated Trump. They didn't care about the rest of it. That would be my prediction. So I would say that I think that the Republicans are probably going to roll the Democrats in that. God damn it, I just put that away. In the runoff. I might be wrong, but time will tell us in a couple months. And I always torque down my plastic oil filters because they have a torque spec on the top of them, literally. And it says 25 Newton meters tightening rotation. So, because they're plastic, and 25 Newton meters is not a lot of force. So, please be careful when you're torquing those things down or when you're tightening them up. If you're doing your own oil changes or whatever, just be mindful that it's a frickin' plastic housing. Don't kill it. I would say it feels a little comfortably tighter than snug. because there will be this. So if you ever need to change a cartridge, a plastic filter cartridge or a metal one even, you're going to tighten it by hand first, and then you're going to get down to the O-ring. The O-ring is going to have its own tightness, so start tightening that, and you can see how much, you know, how much harder it is to do that. And you'll start going down, going down, going down, and then you'll hit the bottom. You'll be like, Eek. You just kind of go, Eek. Give it a little bit more, give it a little more oomph, and then you're done. Because this thing isn't like trying to hold down the whole engine. It's just holding down a cover that's letting the oil filter do its thing. You could probably get away with just hand tightening it all the way down to the O-ring, and I don't think it would leak. Not that kind. Well, if you have a spin-on filter, yeah, you only tighten it by hand. Like if you have a metal, you know, the kind that you use pliers to get off, and then you throw it away and you put on an entirely new like housing and everything. That one you have to be very careful of. I'm very impressed that you guys are here today, and thank you for joining me. Let's just see how long this lasts. Are you guys going to be here with me from now until the end of time? Or are you going to be here with me until, I don't know, the election's done? But hey, I do want to keep, you know, obviously we've never really stopped talking politics here. But we had a really good STS yesterday. Like the last couple hours are my favorite, when we had, we got raided by Denims, and then there were some new faces joined the conversation. And we had a really good conversation. It was a lot of fun, because they were leftists and we were righties, and at first we had a little arguing, like what is science and shit like that, because some people were touting that science was the models and blah blah blah, and it was fun. But once we got that out of the way, we started having, you know, a very productive conversation as to like, well, what is it that are things on the left that you don't like, and we'll tell you things that we think we need to be done, and ask you what you don't like about it. Like, what don't I like about universal health care specifically? And how will you guys alleviate that or make sure that that doesn't come to pass, and vice versa? It's just brake cleaner. I use brake cleaner for anything I need to clean. Clean off cuts, clean off tools, clean off open wounds, whatever. Brake clean. Brake clean! It'll burn for a minute and then it'll go away. And it'll be brake cleaned! But today is possibly going to be an interesting day. This should be my most mundane task of the day, changing this oil here. Was there anything worth looking at in this? No. What's up? Smells nice. I like my hair too. That's why it gets cut this way. David, I'm not sure, David Foster, I'm not sure what your deal is. Like, are you a leftist? Are you a righty? Are you, what are you for? million seems a bit extreme. I'm a libertarian, so I like to hate on both sides, but more so on the left than on the right. Because, I mean, like, Trump's done pretty well at being kind of libertarian in some things. Not everything, but some things. Deregulations, stuff like that. Energy independence for the country, which is nice. I can't complain about that. I mean, I thought Canada was energy independent, but we learned the other day that's not the case. And that's pretty sad. Imagine being in a country that is so oil rich and you still import the oil because you don't have any refineries in Canada. Also, like, I mean, the carbon emissions out of the United States is at the lowest level it's ever been since the 50s? Not ever, so since the 50s. And that's all without the fucking Kyoto Protocol or the fucking Paris Accords or whatever garbage that is, so. Yeah. So it's the thing I've learned about the left is if they can't figure out a way to make it a virtue signal, then they don't want it. Because clearly it means that it's not the case. Fluids, engine oil.
When you unplug, like whenever you talk to spec your stuff or had to, and they've asked you to unplug the router, you always go up front, right?
Yeah.
Because the new battery tester has its own little router
Ah.
for Wi-Fi. I'm trying to figure out. Because there's that not a router right above David's desk?
No, I got one here. And then the other one is the modem. What are you just trying to connect it to Wi-Fi in general?
Yeah, it wants me to hook Ethernet cable up to it.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, like, because there's that one. There's the one that my dad's got down there, right?
I mean, you can just unplug any of those computers' Ethernet cable and plug it in, if that's what it needs. Let me see the thing and what it's asking. Oh, God. Dum, bow, dum. The problem is libertarian and liberal. Liberal has gotten misused over and over and over again, and it's been co-opted. For so long, it's just a garbage pile. I see we put 540 in here, or somebody did. For a long time. Libertarian is basically, I don't want government. I want as minimal government as possible to make it functional. Like, right. We don't need a nanny state. We want as little intervention as possible in existence. What the shit?
Yeah. I feel like it's got 4 antennas.
No, like, what the shit is this?
This is the new battery tester.
Why the fuck? What?
I don't know.
Jesus H
Updates.
fucking Pete, dude.
That's what it needs it for, updates.
No, this is a fucking router.
Yeah. Ethernet.
I mean, what you can do with this is you can just fucking plug it into your dad's. You can plug your dad's in here and then plug your dad's computer into here. So you plug this to the
router.
the cable. Like, unplug the cable there, plug it into here off the back of your dad's computer, and then plug your dad's computer into this port once you get that off. Hell yeah. And then it should work after you plug it in. I don't know why it's got 2 of these though. One's for the
One's for the actual thing, the unit.
It's a Wi-Fi hub. It's not even a router. So yeah, just go up there where we have the other crap mounted on the wall by your dad's thing. Unplug. One of the other ones should be a live internet connection too. And
I was about to say, you sure I have to unplug his computer?
I'm not 100%. Let's go see. Because I know we originally put a router up on that wall for a while that never got used. So which one of these two is not currently being used? It seems like they're both getting plugged into here. Except, is this thing even working? It is, yeah. And this one, which is the fucking one? They both go up. Great. Which one? This one goes to your dad's computer. So this one we can unplug. Plug that into here. And then you unplug this. And then we plug that from here back into this. Then we power it up.
Word.
So we have to work on that later. Make it a little bit more pretty. So is this lift growing, or the alignment machine growing on you yet, Eric?
Well, it's okay for these smaller cars.
Because you don't have to roll them back and
I'll tell you this, I found this out online. They said there's a way to tighten this thing up, especially tightening that tower, so the heads don't do
jiggle.
this.
Yeah,
And of course, in a final install, I'm sure you would do all that
to get it more
to
precise.
get them more precise.
Yeah, I always kind of wondered when it was going up and it kind of jiggles.
Well, and I saw a video of a guy that took his, and he actually had the screen up, and he just took his finger and barely touched it, and those fucking numbers were crazy.
Yeah. I still forgot all the fucking oil. Experiment. How would you say free isn't free for some? How would you qualify that? What the fuck? How the fuck did this get into my fucking calendar? That shit's weird. Referring to items, not people's freedoms? Son of a bitch. I must have switched back or something. This shit all over my phone on every day of my calendar that I don't know where it came from. I guess my phone got hacked. Of course it's with the latest update. I updated my phone yesterday and then this horse shit happens. I'm sure it's China's fault. Oh, I muted when I blew my nose. That's alright. Let me go up and see if they want me to put 540 or 530 in here. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, we just put it in the 530 synthetic. It still meets the 505 standard, so we good. Meets or exceeds. Android. It's a Galaxy S10. Something that I want to know from my friends on the left is, do any of you guys support banning all guns? Any of you guys in chat? I think it upgraded to whatever update was, unless that wasn't a fucking update and I just fucking let it hack my own phone, which is totally possible. But I don't know where it would have come from. I don't do anything on my phone. I just fucking like use it. Like, I surf Twitter, and I browse the internet, and use YouTube. But I don't have games, apps, and I have specifically not added a bunch of shit to it. Because I don't need to. So I guess it wouldn't be too bad if I just needed to wipe the whole phone. Good. So Guardian says for personal individual use, yes to ban guns. Why? Off to the races. Wow. Wow. Talk about a straw man. Like, did you grow that straw specifically for this argument or what? I mean, that's like, wow. That is a fucking a hot take. You gotta be fucking trolling me. What's up, Sushi? Mm. Oh. Huh. AC's not working right now. But it was when I tested it earlier. Fascinating. But seriously, Guardian, you're trolling, aren't you? Like, you can't literally be that dumb. He's trolling. Charging okay. But how are you, Sushi? Everything going well? I don't know why I put that away. I need it right now. You know, David, do you speak English, I guess, is my main question. What country are you from, David, Mr. David Foster? We got a bad fuse box. That one's working. It's working there, but it ain't working down here. Oh, it is working down there. Good. Yep. I just didn't get it in enough. Yep. Yep. So, by all rights, the fan should be on and it should be working, and it's not. So what had happened is, either one, it's lost too much pressure and turned on the thrust sensor, or triggered the thrust sensor, I don't have the ability to just whip in my car and go 8 hours to DC and then come back. I mean, there isn't a big gun violence issue in the United States either, so. That is interesting. Fascinating. What has happened? So it worked not an hour ago, and now it does not. So we have a bad electrical component somewhere, would be my first guess. It's not the fuse box, because I just back probed the connector, which powers the fan controller. We could have a bad fan controller. Those are typical as well, but I haven't seen those in a while. Right, this thing's in neutral. No, it's just the fact that Guardian is so uninformed that I can't even begin to. Like, he's completely nuts. Guardian is self-defense murder. Like, if somebody's trying to kill me and I kill them first, with a gun, with a knife, with a bat, with a car, I don't know. Is it a, are you going like full on unmasked here or something, Guardian? I don't understand what's going on. You used to be so sensible and we used to have fun conversations. But now you've like gotten completely unhinged. Was it because Biden won? Is that where, now that you're off, we're gonna go full totalitarian? Is that an honest answer? Okay, glad we're on the same page. Guardian's gone full on Nazi. Son of a bitch. This is just frustrating. Oof, my traps are sore today. Or, not traps, lats. That's a rock. Gotta adjust these arms some. Yeah, I'm sure he's a Sebastian Alt. Well, I mean, you can blame the news media for that one. They figured out that people get unhinged when they hear Trump say things. And Trump says a lot of strange things. And so they figured out that if they take that and roll with it, then you will consume 100% of their content at